Hi everyone. In the earlier video, we have drawn the Tic Tac Toe boxes, right? So now let's try. Whenever we try to click the event, we need to know which box currently we clicked, right? So let's try to implement that functionalities in today's video. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, so I'm going to create one a sample structure. Okay. So type def a structure. Okay. So it mainly contains our x and y position. Okay. And then what is the structure name? Suppose I'm going to call this as a box position. Okay. So now let's have one a static array box position of 3 cross 3. Okay. So now let's fill in this box position array. So when we draw the tic-tac-toe, we know that what is the x and y positions of each rows and the column. So let's fill that information here. Okay. So box row of call dot x is nothing but our x position, and then dot y is our y positions of that box. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, once I have updated the structure, so we have our mouse functionality here, correct? So now what I'm going to do, so I'm going to create a function. Okay. That function I will call whenever I try to click the mouse, either a left click or the right click. Okay. So now maybe I will call this as a print box information, or maybe suppose a print tick tock toy box info. I'm going to pass the our current x and current y, because wherever we have clicked that x and y, that's where we need to call that function. I will call it whenever I try to click either the left click or the right click. Okay. So now let's implement this function. I will create that function here, print tick tock toy. So it is going to return nothing. So it's a void, and it is accepting mainly two arguments, right? Which is uint x and uint y, wherever we have clicked that mouse, right? So that's where. Okay. And then let's format this document. Okay. So now we need to know the box dimension, right? So what I'm going to do, so I will copy that previous calculation, which is this box dimension, and we need to pass through x and y. So I'm going to copy this. Okay. So I will paste it here. So now once we got the dimension and the rows and the columns, right? So we need to print some number, right? So I'm going to create this as a box number. Okay. So now let's iterate through each and every boxes. So I will use the same for loop what we have used in our earlier video. Okay. So now here, this is the main condition here. Okay. So now what we are going to do. Okay, so if, and then I will use this. Okay, for now I'm going to return. Okay, so now in this if statement, what we will first do, correct? So we will check our x is greater than or equal to our box position. Okay, so box positions of our row and then our column of x. Okay, and once we know that, then we need to check whether that x is false within that box, correct? So now x is less than box position of an x plus our box dimension. Okay, and same how we verified whether it falls within that x position, right? We need to verify the y position as well. Okay, so I'll put the cursor here, 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 and I will replace with y. Okay, so now I will format the document. Yeah, so now this will make sure that our x and y positions is false within that box. Okay, so now let me calculate the box number. Okay, so the box number we can calculate by rows into 3, because we have 3 cross 3, right? Plus which is the column we are working on, And then, so since the index is going to start with 0, we will add one additional plus 1 so that we can, our box is going to start with 1 to 9. Okay, so debug underscore info. So now I'm going to call this as a box percentage d clicked, and then I will print the index is equal to percentage d dash n, and then which is the box number, that variable name which is a box number, and here we need to print the which row and which column we are working on. Okay, and then as soon as we found which box we are working on, then I will return, because we don't have to further check for the next rows and the columns. Okay, and this function we are calling here by passing the current x and y wherever our mouse position is placed. Okay, so now I will do the build. Okay, so now I will run the WinHost. So now I will keep this side by side. I will run the GOP sample driver. Okay, so now we got this right. So first what I'm going to do is I will click this box outside of the Tic Tac Toe. Okay, so now here we can see the left button is pressed. So now what I'm going to do, so within this box I'll press. Now we can see box 1 is clicked and the index of that within that array is 0 cross 0. Now I'll press here. We got one which is this box number 2, and then I will click here. We click the box 3, and then here I will click box 4, box 5, and then 6, 7, 8, and 9. We have printed. And if I print, if I select outside, then it those x and y conditions are not matching, so it will just print left button is pressed. Okay, so in the next video, whenever we try to click that box position side, so let's try to fill the some picture within that box, so that we can show that which user is clicking X or O. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you.